All right, so welcome back to my channel, and today we're talking about weight loss. So for many people, losing weight is a lifelong challenge. Many have tried diet after diet after diet. Maybe you even have lost weight and then you gained it back. You're not alone in this. More than 90% of all diet attempts will fail, which means you either don't lose weight in the first place or you lose weight, but then you gain it back when you stop your diet. Weight management and losing weight to a healthy body fat percentage has become one of the largest health challenges in modern society. But when you say overweight, what we mean is actually a body fat content that is high enough to be related to systemic health issues such as cardiovascular issues, diabetes, and strokes. What really is important to keep in mind that a healthy body fat content usually is on a very wide range, and it changes with age because every body is a little different. The range of the healthy body fat content is very wide, and I can show you that here in this table, and can range from single-digit body fats in males, in young males, to 35% in older females. So I just want to break this down a little bit before we talk about single-digit body fat. Typically, in a 20 to 39-year-old individuals, body fat contents between 8 and 19% are considered healthy. It's really important to keep in mind that single-digit body fats are very hard to achieve. I would say as a good ballpark number, anything between 15 and 20% is for males usually very achievable and is a healthy range. For women, anything between 25 and 30 is very achievable and a healthy range. And those are body fat contents that are typically in those ranges that I just showed you. And then again, the older you are, typically the higher your healthy body fat percentages are. So that is very important to consider if you're on a weight loss journey. And before we talk a little bit of how to get there, I want to talk a little bit about how to measure it, because most of us do not measure body fat percentage. That is because it is usually very involved. The easiest method to measure body fat content is the skin fold measurement that is usually used with using calipers at different parts of your body. That is also typically very inaccurate, and you need to be repeated over time to give you like more an estimate of your body fat index. There are machines out there like the bioelectrically impedance analysis or BIA machines that you can find in gyms. They're relatively inexpensive and it's relatively fast, but again, they're not the most accurate, and you need to do this more often to like get more like an estimate of your body fat content. Other methods use a lot more specialized equipment like pod machines, DEXA scans, or hydrostatic weighing. All of those methods are more accurate, but they're not easy accessible on a daily basis. And we will make an extra video about those methods. So the truth is, the vast majority of people of the world do not rely on those body fat measurements. They rely on something a lot simpler, and you guessed it, it's the body mass index, or BMI. And as you all know, the body mass index, or BMI, is based on your weight and your height, and is not assessing any body fat percentage per se. So why is it that we use the BMI so often? Well, for one, it's easy to measure and easy to calculate. And that, if you think about it, that is really a big deal, because skin fold measurements or BIA measurements, or even more involved measurements than that with individuals on a daily basis, will become very costly and will become very involved. But the BMI is very easy to assess because you can do this even at home with a measurement tape and a scale. So there are also a ton of calculators, online calculators, that help you out assessing your BMI, and we have linked them in the description of this video. Secondly, and more importantly, the BMI also correlates with percentage of body fat. Now, that has been shown in studies and studies and studies. The latest is published this year in 2024 in Nature. And those correlations are usually stronger in men than they are in women, and they tend to be weaker if you get older, and they tend to be weaker depending on your ethnic background. The relationship between body mass index and body fat percentage usually is lower with increasing age. So that has been shown across all ethnic backgrounds and across all genders. So what also has been shown is that men usually have a lower body fat percentage at similar BMI compared to women. This is why we rely on the BMI so much, despite all of these flaws. But why do I mention this? Well, because if you're on a weight loss journey, or if you're on a weight management program, you need to monitor. And one of the most reliable and easy to access tools we have to manage our body weight is, you guessed it, the scale. And while we, if we're adults, typically don't change our height, our weight fluctuates a lot even over one day. So that has to do with the water content in your bodies, the food we carry around, either digested or non-digested. Yet it is the one measurement that we can all do at home. So if you're on a weight loss journey, or you're at the stage where you want to maintain your weight, the scale will have to become your best friend. You will have to use it every day. You should weigh yourself before you eat something in the morning. Typically, you shouldn't wear any clothes. And even that method has a lot of variation per day, as you will see, but it will be the most accurate out of all. And then you have to do it every day. You can't rely on a single measurement. That is very important to understand. Instead, you should calculate the average weight per week and use that average per week to calculate your average BMI. So, the scale and the consistent use of it is your best tool to monitor your success rate. And most people are very afraid of using the scale, but it tells you the truth, and more importantly, it tells you if you're doing well or what you need to do better. So now, if the weight loss journey really starts here, and it starts with setting you a realistic goal. The reason most people are scared is often they set themselves very unrealistic goals. If you set yourself an unrealistic goal, then you set yourself up for failure. And if you set yourself a realistic goal, you set yourself up for success. So I want to give you like an example. If you're like me, in your mid-40s, and you were over 30% body fat, which was I, then your goal shouldn't be to look like a fitness influencer or bodybuilder on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok. Why? That's a very unrealistic goal. But coming from 30% body fat to 20 or maybe even 18% body fat and going to a BMI to maybe 22, that's a very realistic goal. And that's very achievable. And it can lead to a very healthy lifestyle. The reason you want yourself to set that kind of realistic goal is for you to have positive experiences. You can't tell yourself all the time that you need to do better. You also need to be able to tell yourself that you achieved what you came out to achieve. But coming from 30% and getting to 20% or maybe even 18% body fat, or reducing your BMI from 30 to maybe 24 or 22, that's a very realistic goal, which is very achievable and very healthy. And that is what you really need to understand. You will not look like a fitness influencer. You will not look like a bodybuilder. You will look like me. Unfortunately, not the prettiest person on the planet, but that is what is achievable. That's really the first step, is to set yourself a realistic goal if you want to lose body weight. So then, the second thing, which a lot of people also underestimate, is that you should have like some sort of a supportive environment. Because weight loss and weight management, at the end of the day, is very intimate. But that is often the reason people fail, because their either social environment or family environment is somewhat not supporting their choices in life that will change. Because they live in an environment which healthy eating or healthy diet habits are rather undermined socially than encouraged. And there are actually studies out on that. And it seems to be especially true if you're surrounded by a family that does not support a change in your healthier eating habits. And the other way around as well, if you have a family or close spouse or your loved ones that support the change in your healthy eating habits, then you're more likely to succeed. So having a friend or families or a friend group or co-workers or co-worker that support your goals is extremely important. It is also important to communicate your goals efficiently and clear to the ones that you think need to know this. And that is often a very difficult step. But doing this can shape your relationship across the board, and it can refine who you will be closer to. And you will be a lot more successful losing weight when gaining support from others than when not. All right, so realistic goal and try to have a supportive environment. And that is when your weight loss journey really starts. And then the weight loss journey itself is, most of this is fought in the kitchen. And what I mean by that is it's fought with your diet. It's calories in, calories out. There's nothing around it. There's no magic pill. There's no magic food that you can eat. There's no magic fat burning food or something like that. It is very simple, calories in, calories out. And if you want to lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you eat. So some diets can achieve this. You know, if you're intermittent fasting or if you're on a keto diet, you usually eat less calories and that will lead to weight loss. But at the end of the day, you need to be in a calorie deficit and you need to be in that for a long time until you reach the weight that is healthy for you. Other things that I think are important is that exercise or some sort of exercise should become part of your routine to help your cardiovascular system. It also increases your calorie expenditure per day. And if you do this for a long time, can also lower your set point. So that is all a science in itself. And we're not talking too much about this in this video, but there are many, many ways to achieve this. And a lot of people do intermittent fasting. Others go on keto diet. Others go on low carb diets or only meat diets, so whatever. So those diets work if you are in a calorie deficit on those diets, and then you will lose weight. The problem with all of those diets is that once you have lost your weight and you want to come off that diet, you don't know what to do because you can't stay on those diets for the rest of your life. They're not sustainable. So a better way to lose weight is, if you can do it a little slower and consistent and do long-lasting changes to your diet that you then can keep on going after you lost all the weight that you wanted to lose, to manage your weight for the rest of your life. And that requires some understanding. The first thing you need to understand is that the diet you enjoyed or you're enjoying right now is the reason or has gotten you to where you are. It's either too much food, the portions are too big, or it's too high calorie food. Usually it's both. So in order to transform your body, in order to have that transformation in your life that you will be at 20% or 18% body fat, that you will be healthy, your diet will have to change. And it will have to change for the rest of your life. That is very important to understand. So that can be done by reduce your portions or replace high calorie foods with low calorie foods that you like and that you can see yourself eating for the rest of your life. That requires a lot of things. As I said, you need to weigh yourself every day. You need to monitor your progress. And especially at the beginning, you also should weigh your food and calculate the calories of the things that you eat. And that can go as far as like the creamer that you put in your coffee or the oil that you put to the pan. That over time will help you to develop a diet that satisfies you and which helps you to lose weight. So again, we're making a lot of videos about this, but I do want to just give like one example. So for most people in America, the first step would be to not drink any sugary drinks anymore. So reduce drinking any sugary popsicles or Coke or like any other things, and drink either zero sugar sodas or water or coffee or tea. If you have done that, that already will cut off some of the calories intake that you do. If you have done that, then the next step would be to replace candy bars, any cakes, ice creams, or any other sweets that you eat regularly with more healthy options like fruit, yogurts, or even a protein bar. And then you go on and on and on. So we're going to guide you through this. We will not give you like, this is the meal you should eat kind of diet, because everyone is a little different, but we're going to give you options of like how to replace high calorie foods with low calorie foods that might taste good to you, as good that you can keep on doing this after you lost all the weight. This is a little bit how you would clean up some debt. If you have financial debt, you will have to change your lifestyle and you will have to change it for a long time. And it will hurt in the beginning, but it will pay off at the end. So the last portion and the most difficult for all people is the weight management journey. So once you have lost your weight, like I did, for example, and you are at your 20%, I'm at 20% body fat right now, then this is the last step. So this is after you lost weight and you want to manage your weight. So you made all the changes to your diet. This is when a lot of people, if they come off a very strict diet, like a intermittent fasting or a keto diet, that is when they get lost. Because that is when they don't know what to do. And then they go back to their old eating habits and then they're going to gain weight again. But if you already changed your diet to long-lasting changes, then and you already made those changes, then all you have to do is add the calories so that you're not in a deficit anymore, and then eat that diet for the rest of your life. So that will make a lot of things easier, not only because you add the calories that you want, but you also always can go back in a deficit very easily if you want to lose more weight or if you have to lose more weight. But the fact is, a weight loss journey, even a comparatively small one that I was on, where I only lost 30 pounds in my mid-40s, is a transformative experience. It's an opportunity where you can transform your life into something better and something more healthier. Letting go of bad habits and learning healthier behavior will lead you to a better place. It did with me in many, many ways, and it will do that with you too. So don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of the scale. Don't be scared of the change. It is an opportunity, and follow us and we will help you hopefully get there a little bit easier than if you don't listen to us. All right.